Alright guys, welcome back. This is my second video. As you can recall in my first video, we were playing some 25-50 no limit hold'em. Managed to run it up from 50 to 150 in my series of $50 to 10,000 in 6 months, called End with More. We're here today playing a $10 6 Max SitnGo. This is the second hand of the entire game. 1200 starting stack. Blinds go up, I think, every 7 or 8 minutes, possibly 10 minutes. And yeah, I played with a couple of these players before. Below me, he's just a tough online regular. Little Owie he's an interesting player actually. I've seen him make some really intelligent plays and some plays that I really didn't understand at all. So it'll be interesting if we end up getting into a big pot with him. So yeah, so we're starting off with 1,220. We won the first pot, and we're gonna see what we can make happen today. Third prize is 10. It's a $10 SitnGo, so third prize is, let me look. Third gets 10, second gets 20, first gets 30. So we'll get our money back if we just get third, and we have to get second to cash. Just fold the 8-6 offsuit in the cutoff. When the blinds are so small like this, I think that tight is kind of right, and there's no real reason to try to go crazy just to steal the 30 in chips that you would get there. When an under the gun limps, we get a decent price. We can limp with the queen 6 of clubs. Try to flop something good. I think that playing small ball, playing smaller pots in the beginning hands of these types of tournaments is definitely smart. It just seems... Okay, we're going to be betting since it's checked to us. We have a pair of queens. It just seems better to limit your high variance spots, you know. Some people like to play really aggressively and start off the tournament just sort of going crazy. Against a call, he can have a lot of draws. He can have 9-10. He can have, you know, just a bare king or just a bare 10 for a gut shot. But I think I like checking back because we're definitely not getting an ace to fold. We don't really get better to fold except for draws. So on a safe river like that, I mean, I guess he can have spades too. When he leads for the pot on the river, I think we just fold. We're not really beating anything besides a pure bluff, and the only hand that really missed is like 9-10, 10-jack, so I think we just fold. I don't love that river card. I think on a non-spade river we can consider calling, but since all the draws pretty much got there, and since the deuce is a safe card in terms of the straight draws, he will just value bet a bare ace there. Although it was limped pre-flop, he can still have hands like ace-6, ace-5, ace-7, even ace-deuce is a complete possibility of river 2 pair, so definitely not a difficult fold. And I also don't know a whole lot about Ravage or Andres or King Dave, so we'll be looking to get some reads on those players as the tournament goes on. Hopefully this video will last a little bit longer than the last tournament I played. I played one earlier today and got it all in on the very first hand and got 3 outed on the river, so that was no fun at all. So we have $150 in our bankroll minus the 10 that we are putting in this tournament, so makes sense. We get a walk here with the ace-6 offsuit. Not a problem with that. Four-8 offsuit in the small blind. We'll probably just be folding. I don't see any reason to get too aggressive here. When he just calls, we are out of position, but when it's 15 to win about 90, we kind of have to make the call. Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's 15 to win like 100, so getting about 8 to 1. We can't really fold. This is not the flop we're looking for. Wish that jack was a 10. or at least a 7. When it's checked around, actually, I think that we can definitely try to steal this pot. We can get ace highs to fold, king highs. If someone turned a pair of 6s, that's unfortunate for us. On a jack river, we can get ace highs to fold, but I don't think we can get a 6 or 9 to fold, so I think I just like checking. Check. We could have gotten that hand to fold. That's an unfortunate non-barrel by me, but you know. He's only going to have flush draws there a little bit of the time, so I really actually don't hate our check back there. A lot of the time he's just going to have a 6 or a 9 and snap call, or possibly even an ace high and snap call. I mean, I just didn't think that we were going to get him to fold a whole lot on that, so I don't really hate our check there. But unfortunately he had the 10-3, which he definitely would have been folding. So we flop a pair of 8s. We're in position, but against a bet and a call. We do have backdoor straight draw too, but I think we just have to fold. Too often we're just drawing to a number of outs that may not even be live. You know, if either of these players just has like a big ace or even ace queen, ace 8, something like that, then we're just drawing almost stone dead. So looks like we did not have the best hand. Ace 10 gonna take it down. Yeah, we were really drawing slim. We needed just an 8. And that was our only out. King 7 diamonds in the cutoff. I will be raising if it is folded to me. I will be calling if it is raised. I think 75 is fine. I don't like min raising so much when the blinds are so small because I like getting pots heads up against these players. I think that I have an edge against a lot of these players as well, so I really don't mind making it a little bigger. Deuce 5, just going to be folding. Below me folds, and we got, oh wow, show the 4. These tournaments, it's really a wide range of players that play these. It's definitely aces checks back. Wow, surprising to see aces check back there. It's definitely a wide range of players. You'll see some players that just play really bad in terms of tournament structure and just spew their money off, and some players are really good, tough online regulars. So I've had tournaments where I buy in and it's no problem to take it down in 20 minutes, and other tournaments where, you know, it's for some really tough competition. There's this thing on this site going right now, I guess a notification just came up. This guy, Lil Outlaw, is 8-9, gonna take it down. This guy, Little Outlaw, I guess is a team pro for this site or something and is playing cash, and if you stack him in a cash game, they ship you $100. So that seems pretty cool. Might have to make a video of us trying to go after Lil Outlaw. Although every time I've looked so far, he's been playing at a 10-handed table, and I can't play 10-handed. I get too impatient. If the button decides to raise, which it does not look like, we get a walk. I was going to say if the button decided to raise, I was going to be 3-betting the ace-jack. Probably 3-betting a little bit larger than I normally would. Only because ace-jack is a good hand, but out of position, I like to realize the equity of our ace-jack high just right then and there and get him to call with a lot worse and fold a lot worse as well, because we're going to be losing that a lot of the time out of position. It doesn't really matter that we have a strong hand because, as you know in Hold'em, we're only going to flop a pair about 25% of the time. So every other time, you know, we're put into a tough spot where ace high might be good. You know, we have maybe a gut shot straight draw. You know, ace jack is a big ace, but if you don't flop an ace, it can be tough to play out of position. So I like 3-betting there. And I also like raising it up here with the old pocket 9s. If we get 4-bet, I think we can call and then get it in on most flops. They just decide that we have the best hand, which we did. Queen deuce and the cutoff, just going to be folding. So the field's still pretty tightly packed. Ravage is getting a little bit shorter, but nothing too unmanageable. Let's see. Say when blinds will be going up. Yeah, look. It looks like blinds will be going up every 6 minutes. So right now we are at 2040, so the next will be 3060 in about, oh, I think actually possibly right now. Yeah. Maybe? Yes? No? 2040, so it'll be 3060 I think in the next 2 or 3 minutes. Folding the 8 deuce. So far none of these players have shown me that they're really playing overly aggressively, so it's definitely going to be tough to win a big pot at this point because none of these players seem like they are all that bad in terms of tournament strategy. You can sometimes get into a tournament, especially like this at small stakes, where you can get lucky and the players at your table are just no good and they don't understand the tournament strategy. They'll call you in spots that are extremely high variance and they don't understand them. The idea of playing small pots and under the gun raise gets a lot of respect there. So we're third in chips, or no, we're actually fourth in chips, but it's still really tightly packed. Queen 8 offsuit. I'll be defending against a min raise, that's for sure. Queen high definitely can be the best hand. Definitely can. Flop a gut shot. It's not the nut gut shot, but I have to assume our hand is good if we do hit a jack. I think we can call once here. Actually, he bet so small. I think I like raising here too. We realize our equity with queen high if it is the best hand, and we get him to fold so many like sevens, eights, ace nine type of hand. We'll make it 200. If he calls and we don't spike a jack or possibly a queen, an 8, that's a weird card. We have some showdown value now. If he has a hand like 2 diamonds, we're beating him now. 8 nut diamonds. Expect him to check back here a lot. When he just bets, I think we just have to give up now. We don't even know if we have a whole lot of cleanouts. I think a jack is obviously a cleanout for us, but diamonds might be dead. I think we just have to fold. It's unfortunate. I think that play will work there a lot because he's going to be raising so many hands that, I mean, yeah, a lot of his hands do connect with that board really hard, but then also when we check raise on that board, he's just folding so many hands like sevens, eights, ace highs, just all sorts of random garbage that we can definitely get him to fold on that board. Pretty good flop for us here with the king 6. Flop 3 kings. We will be looking to get all our money in here. Check, let the person in position c-bet. They decide not to, so we have to start building a pot. A lot of players like to slow play like this when they just flop a huge hand, but the thing that they don't realize is that so on the spade river, it does concern me a little bit because he did check back the flop and then called on the spade, which means it's possible he picked up a flush draw, but again, he can just have a jack or something like a deuce, and we just have to, yeah, we're definitely winning. Oh, wow. So he did suck out there with the 7-8 of spades. I don't hate his call on the turn. It's just sort of really unlucky for us. I'm surprised he just called with the flush there. I think that's at least worth a raise. I think we'll be value betting so much that he's just destroying. I definitely did not like that spade river. When he checks back the flop and calls on the turn spade, I think that deuces are a small part of his range and spades are actually a lot bigger. So I didn't love it, but I think that our hand was just too strong to fold. Or to check, sorry. Against under the 100, I think we just have to go all in. We're getting short stacked. It's possibly the best hand. We can get called by worse sometimes. See what he decides to do. When he's tanking, that makes me happy, although he can still have a hand like ace 10 or 2 8s or something that we're not doing great against. So pretty unfortunate that king six hand. Got pretty unlucky, but we can see if we can try to bounce back here. We have 800 chips. The blinds are going to be going up in about 2 minutes. We need to be looking to get it in before we're just forced to get it in when the blinds are so high. So I'm definitely going to be looking to be playing a lot of hands, seeing a lot of flops, and putting a lot of pressure on my opponents with a short stack. A lot of these players in the early stages are not going to want to be going broke, so we still have enough chips to where we have a high fold equity with almost all of our opponents. None of our opponents are so deep that they don't care and they'll just call for that many chips. We'll call, make a pair, go all in. We succeeded in that venture, so we will be all in if he bets. Raise all in. If he snap calls, he snap folds. So it's possible Queen High was the best hand pre-flop, and we made a great call, and we are right back in it, ladies and gentlemen. 2 jacks under the gun. I'm going to be raising. Make it, I think, 200. Actually, I think 180 is fine. The blinds go up in these pretty fast because it is a turbo. I like raising 3x instead of min just because I don't want a whole lot of callers with 2 jacks. On the 3-3-3 board, I actually think we should just be checking, give him an opportunity to bluff. I mean, we just have a hammer lock on this hand so often. Absolutely horrible turn card for us, and I think now we check just for a little bit of deception. When he bets here, aces are a huge part of his range, but I don't think we can fold just yet. And the deuce river. So we're losing to any ace, obviously, but when he checks back, yeah, we just win. Aces are a huge part of his range when he bets that ace. It's actually a lot more of a scare card than you might think, but the thing he did wrong in that hand was that he didn't bet the flop. I was less convinced that he had an ace because any ace would have bet the flop. 9-3-3, he's a short stack. He's probably just going to be shoving, so I don't see how we have any fold equity. Yeah, I don't think we can. Shouldn't be bluffing there very often because he's just going to be going all in with, queen 10, any 2 cards that he just said screw it, I raised pre-flop, get it in. But yeah, when he checks back on the 3-3-3, aces are still a big part of his range, but they're less when he checks back because on a 3-3-3, if you had ace jack or ace 10, or even a bad ace, ace deuce or something, you would be more likely to. So it's raised, it's called and re-raised with 8-9, out of position. I think we just fold. We only have 9 high, and we don't have a whole lot of chips behind. I like either folding or shoving there. I definitely think that's the most effective. So aces are not a big part of his range, and so when he bets that turn card also, it just looks, it's a spot where he either has it or he doesn't, and it's just way less likely that he has it when he checks back the flop. So we'll raise it up here with king 10 on the button. Get 3-bet by below me. Made it pretty big. Against the 3x, I think we just fold. I don't think he's going to be messing around from the small blind here too often. I mean, we're lighter since we're on the button anyway, but I still think that he just has to have a pretty strong hand to do that. We're probably not crushingly behind to his range there, but I just don't think that we can. Our hand doesn't play great. I mean, what do we do? Make a pair of 10s, go all in. He shows up with 2 queens, and we're just going busto. I mean, it's a spot where if we hit a king, we might not get paid off. If we hit a king, he might have 2 aces. He might have ace king or king queen, and we're drawing almost dead, so that's never fun. So, folding the jack 6 on the cutoff. Looks like little OE might be getting it in here. Yep. King Dave should not be folding to that size. I hope not. Also, I'll have to take a note that he does not, yeah. So I'll take a note on King Dave. He should not be raising there if he's not going to call an all-in from little OE. Just because he's so likely to shove with so many of his hands that you always have to be wary of that. That's why I min raised the King 10 under the gun +1 because of these short stacks. I can't call an all-in with king 10 here for 745 chips, but my hand is too strong to just check. Okay, so both of the blinds fold, and we flop what is incredibly likely to be the best hand, so we bet half pot. Try to get some value. He agrees with us that we have the best hand. It's a little unfortunate. I expected him to go a little crazy there with hands like ace highs or small pairs, sevens, eights, nines. But like I said, I min raise under the gun for the reason that my hand is strong and I can't fold it. It's bad to fold king 10 in that spot, but it's also bad to pot commit yourself against two short stack players that are going to be going all in with ranges that are usually, not always, but usually very ahead of you. Things like ace 10, ace jack, ace 9, hands that you're not being crushed by, but it's not a spot where it's profitable to get it in a tournament. We just fold here against the min raise from king Dave with 9-6. Out of position, just no reason to play that. So we are the chip leader now. Didn't even notice that. So when you min raise there with the king 10, you put yourself in a position to be able to fold when they go all in, and it's not a huge blow to your stack. But you also put yourself in a position to actually be able to play a hand that, in a tournament structure like this, in a turbo, you do need to be playing a wider range of hands. You can't just be waiting around for premiums. I like min raising on the button, or actually potting, I think is a little better because they're going to be calling min raises a lot more often. We win the pot a lot often in position, so he does decide to call. On 8-5 queen, all spades. If he checks, we'll just be doing a standard c-bet, hope to take it down. He's tanking pretty hard here. I think I like 200. I think it gets the job done. If he just has nothing, then he just folds. He might even fold a hand like a 5, something like that. And obviously with deuce 3, we have the nut low, so we have to make our fold equity equal to our hand equity, is what I like to say. Combine them. So if our hand equity, that's something important to note. If you're just a beginning poker player, a lot of what poker is all about is just making sure that your fold equity and the actual equity of your two cards is above 50. So that's why semi-bluffing with a flush draw is an intelligent play to do. If you flop a flush draw, so say it comes ace-king 5 with 2 hearts, and the person has ace-jack, and you have 9-10 of hearts. So you have a flush draw, and that person has an overpair to your 9 or your 10. So you have a 34% chance of hitting that flush draw in that exact situation. If you barrel and get them to fold that ace, you only have to get them to fold that ace about 16% of the time for that to be a profitable play, because then your combined equity is above 50%. And people say, oh, I don't know, I shouldn't be bluffing there, I don't have a made hand yet. Well, your chances are you're going to build a pot for when you do hit, and when you don't, you give yourself at least an opportunity to win the hand by them folding. So raise it up here, pot under the gun with the ace-10. Get called by little EOE, which makes me feel like we definitely have the best hand. On 7-8-7, I don't really see, we have backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw, ace high. I don't really see any other play than take them all in. He'll call with small pairs, ace-8, well, that's a bad beat. Yeah, he's not going to wake up with a pair there all that often. That was just an unfortunate not all-in pre-flop by him. We would have gotten it in really, really good. So we've gotten a little unlucky in a couple of different spots, but we're still hanging in there. Again, 7-8-7. I don't see any other option than to take him all in. He'll sometimes fold better. I don't really think that he will, but we just have to realize our equity right there with ace high. We'll be checking out of position with the king 7. Flop 10-10 queen. On the jack turn card, we can definitely have the best hand, and we definitely have the best draw when he checks back. To me, it looks like King Dave might have a hand like a small pair, maybe a small suited connector that he just limped in with. Can't fold to 100 more. And there's the Gin River card for us. So, since he raised us on the turn, I think I like checking here. Actually, I don't. I think that he's going to too often have a hand that just he has too good of a hand, but that's not a straight that he just can't fold, or we're just chopping. King 9. So yeah, actually we sucked out a little bit because he had diamonds and the straight. Yeah, I figured there's always a possibility he would fold the exact same hand, and maybe he possibly had a hand like top 2 pair or 10 or something that he just couldn't fold. I'll be raising it up pot and raise against below me. If he 3-bets us, we'll be all in. If he calls, we will be aggressive on most flops. So you see how swingy these tournaments can kind of be. You know, we're down to 800. We're back up to almost the starting stack. Raise it up pot. I raise it bigger because both of these guys have deeper stacks, so they're going to be less likely to defend light. Flop a pair of 7s. King Dave checks to us. I don't think that I like betting here actually because of how shallow our stack is, so I think I like checking back. 10 is a good card for us. We pick up a flush draw. 330. I think we can call here. And deuce on the river. So he's all in. Unfortunately, we did not hit a heart or a queen or a 7. I think we just have to fold here. There's not a whole lot we're really beating. Yeah, I think we just have to fold. It's unfortunate. We put a lot of our stack in, but these things happen. I mean, it was just kind of a bad run out for our hand. It's possible we got bluffed there because we made a mistake of not c-betting that flop when we flopped a pair. But I do think that that flop kind of smashes his range a little bit more than ours. So I like checking back a little bit there, just a little bit of deception, a little bit of pot control. Ace 10, we will be all in. We only have about 6 or 7 big blinds left. They agree we had the best hand. Take it down. So we are the second shortest now. We will be looking to get it all in pretty soon. The blinds are going to be going up to 5,100, and we'll only have 6.5 big blinds at that point. So we'll be in all-in or fold mode, that's for sure. Doesn't look like we're going to be cashing in this tournament, but stranger things have happened. King 3 offsuit under the gun. Short stack, we just have to fold. Again, because also Ravage is now in the small blind and has under 400 chips, so he's definitely going to be looking to get it all in. Not loving our position right now, but, you know, one double up away from being right back in it. A little unfortunate we folded the king high when it goes check, check. Although I'm sure these guys aren't looking to play 2 huge pots when Gucci and Ravage are both short stacked. On the ace river, I'm sure we would have had the best hand. Unless, of course, like 3s, I can imagine. King, jack. So yeah, we would have chopped it on the ace river. A little bit unfortunate. Queen at offsuit. It's our big blind. If it's called to us, I do think we do have to shove here. If it's raised, Queen 8, I think we just have to get it in here, unfortunately. We're gonna get snap called by a lot that's just destroying us. Ace 6 isn't destroying us. It is now. So we're drawing dead. It's unfortunate. But I don't think there's anything we can do there with the Queen 8. I mean, we already put in 100. We only had so much left behind. So thanks for watching, guys. Did not go as planned, but we definitely got unlucky in a couple spots. That hand with the King 6, and again with the Ace 10 versus the Ace 8. It's definitely some pretty unlucky spots. So I definitely didn't have a problem with the way we played. I just think that we got a little bit unlucky. Oh, wow. That's pretty sick. We got a little bit unlucky, and I don't really feel like we made that many mistakes. It's possible our call on the river with the king is a mistake. I mean, his hand does look exactly like a flush draw, but again, what are you going to do? Flop 3 kings. I'm calling you. So I will see you guys next time for my next tournament video. I'm going to try to make a couple more sit and go videos until we can actually book a win in one of these. So we ran down our bankroll today, unfortunately, from 150 to 140. So I'll see you guys next time, and we'll try to run it up once again. So bye, guys.